So Castellum, ticker symbol CTM, is absolutely exploding in the pre-market session after some news that is pretty positive just came out, relating how there was an announcement of a major new U.S. Navy contract opportunity, as stated right here. The headline is Castellum joint venture wins position on $250 million on U.S. Navy logistics IT multiple award contract. Now, shares today were up more than 80% on the day, as we've surged all the way up to $1.32. In fact, I think it was a little more, closer to like 85%. And the question is, did Castellum just land a $250 million contract? To answer that question, no, not necessarily. The answer is a little bit more complex than that, because I want to break down exactly what it is this announcement really means and what this means for the shareholders of Castellum CTM and the future of Castellum CTM in the near term and the long term. Again, my name's David at InvestQ, and we love covering these topics, and I know my specific audience loves hearing about Castellum CTM. So if you do feel I added any value to your investing journey, hit the like and subscribe button and comment below what is you think about Castellum CTM or what do you want me to cover in future upcoming videos. Now, early this morning, specifically the time I got this email was at 6:45 a.m., just 2 hours ago at the time of this recording. What happened is Castellum announced that its joint venture CTM JV LLC secured a position on the Navy's logistics IT integration and support capability, modernization, deployment, and support multiple award contract. Now, the contract vehicle has a maximum value of approximately $250 million. And where investors do need to pay attention is Castellum. I do want you guys to hold your horses just a little bit, even though this is positive and the stock reacted very positively as we did get up and above $1 per share in the pre-market session. You still need to temper your excitement just a tad bit, because this does not mean that Castellum CTM won all of the $250 million. Now, to be very clear, I'm not saying that this is negative, and I am not saying that Castellum CTM will not acquire any contracts and get any of the contracts or complete their acquisitions. I'm not saying that. In fact, I'm very confident they will do it. I'm just saying for right now, they have not secured an actual contract where they can add that to their backlog and add it to the revenue. But instead, CTM earned a position on the contract vehicle, which allows the company to compete for future task orders. Do I believe they're going to get some of them? Yes, I do. But just for right now, this is just stating that they can compete for future task orders. Not that they acquired any acquisitions or got any contracts. Nothing like that as of yet. But wouldn't be surprised in the coming months that we do. Now, even though they haven't actually gotten a contract or acquired or completed an acquisition, this is still a very significant development, not just because of the price action. In fact, we're not even talking about the price action right now, but it's because the Navy selected 59 companies to participate. And Castellum CTM being one of the 59 to be selected, they now have direct access to compete for work supporting Navy logistics systems, software engineering, DevSecOps initiatives. I know I mispronounced that. My bad, guys. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. But also infrastructure modernization and supply chain technology products. And in other words, CTM now has another avenue through which it can pursue revenue growth. Quick reminder before we continue, if you're enjoying the content and want to connect with the community, check out the first link below for the free InvestQ community. And if you want access to advanced stock research and tools, the second link is a Prophecy 7-day trial for just $7. And last, if you want daily market updates and behind the scenes content, follow me on Instagram using the third link in the description. Now, let's get back to the video. Also, the CEO, none other than Glenn Ives, states something that he highlights what may be the most important part of this announcement, stating that Securing a position on this vehicle deepens their already very strong relationship with the United States Navy and adds a multi-year pipeline of task order opportunities. He also states that it also reflects the continued success of our strategy to pursue and win a greater number of larger, more complex prime contracts across the United States Navy and other key customers. So the statement aligns with what many of the shareholders of CTM have been hearing from management for many months now. And their goal is not just to win small contracts, but specifically their goal is winning larger opportunities that can meaningfully move the revenue needle. And this award, or this article, this $250 million vehicle is the next step to being able to accomplish that goal that Castellum CTM has. Now, what's interesting about this announcement specifically is the fact that this fits into how I would say, sorry guys, a little bit of a tongue twister, but what's interesting about this announcement is the fact that how this article that came out today fits into the broader Castellum story. That's the proper way I would say that, because over the past several months, what we have seen develop for Castellum CTM is continued discussions around acquisitions, expansion of cybersecurity capabilities, growing federal relationships, increased focus on larger contract vehicles, the Corvus consulting opportunities discussed by investors, and now what we're seeing is another example of CTM seeing accesses to larger pools of government spending. So from my personal perspective, and again, this is just my perspective, the biggest takeaway is not the $250 million headline, but the biggest takeaway is that Castellum CTM continues to qualify for and gain access to larger contract vehicles. And whether the specific award becomes meaningful revenue depends on how many task orders CTM ultimately wins. But securing a position on the vehicle is the first step. And without being on the vehicle, you cannot compete for the work to begin with. But now with this article right here, Castellum CTM clearly can compete with the other companies. So I want to know what it is you guys think. And also, real quick, before I ask you what do you guys think, nice spike up, by the way, but please feel free to check out the Discord community. I have a bunch of other links, but I'll put it in the bottom link, fourth link. And again, a lot of good insight in the Castellum CTM Discord. Again, a lot of people were also very hyped with what happened with Castellum CTM today. And also, I posted a video not too long ago talking about the creator of Castellum CTM, MONWP. I don't know how to pronounce it still, man. My bad. But feel free to join the Discord community free of charge if you are interested in doing it. And we just crossed the barrier for 400 members. If I'm not mistaken, as of this morning, we're currently at 403 members. And as of right now, last that I checked, this community is almost like its own little institution, as in total, we own a community total of 5,843,966 shares, and shares outstanding and the float currently not available, but I do know it's a pretty significant amount, considering that we are all just a bunch of retail investors pulling our money together and, putting it into the shares own thread. But sorry guys, without getting going on too much of a rant and keeping it to the topic of the video, what do you guys think about Castellum CTM and the announcement that came out today? Because I want to know, do you think that today's announcement is it a major catalyst for CTM or not? Or do you believe that investors need to wait and see how many task orders for the company they actually end up winning? And I want to know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this update, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and also feel free to join the free InvestQ community and comment below what it is you want me to do in future upcoming videos. But thank you all for watching. Stay safe, keep making good decisions with your long-term portfolios, and I'll see you all in the next video.